Well, hello everybody. It's Bug Eater 64, and as you can see behind me, I've got the Dornier DO 328 version 1.6.0. Now, I flew this airplane last in the year 2018, and it was an earlier version. And the reason I'm back in X-Plane with this particular aircraft is that one of my subscribers, Amp Gaming X, and this video's for you, my good sir, um, asked me about auto throttle in this aircraft. Now, I've been through the PDF that came with it with the instructions. Didn't see anything about auto throttle. About the closest thing I can find to anything being an auto throttle in this aircraft is the fact that it has indicated airspeed on the autopilot. But other than that, there is nothing that says, a switch that says auto throttle that I can find. I may be wrong, because let's be real, I am not a licensed professional pilot. I've got about 400 hours uh, in different types of fixed wing and rotor aircraft, helicopters, and mostly during my military career. So what we're going to do is we're going to get in this new version of this aircraft, and I'm going to do a flight, and I'm going to fly from KWJF in Central California, Lancaster area, and I'm going to fly to San Diego. And so we're going to get inside the aircraft and we're going to get that started. And so let's get going. See you there. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, so we're in the DO 328 at KWJF. We're taxiing down to runway 6, and we're going to get ready to take off. And this is version 1.6.0. And I gotta tell you, as a freeware aircraft, this is not a bad bird at all. They've done some nice things to it, and it's fun to fly, as I remember, and we're going to test that theory again today. But yeah, I'm getting used to the controls. Like I said, it's right now it's 2021, and the last time I flew this aircraft was in 2018. So let's see how things go. So far, I've been doing everything by memory. As far as starting up and so on, and it hasn't been too bad. As a good friend of mine, a fellow YouTuber and flight simmer would say, checklist? We don't need no stinking checklist. Flip switches and go. And if you want to watch some pretty good YouTube flight videos, run over to Dion Soul, because he does some off-the-wall stuff right now in Microsoft Flight Simulator, like changing engines out of Cessna 172, so it's now 312 horsepower. You'll want to see how that all turns out. Anyway, let's get this aircraft ready to get in the air. Trying to remember all the switches I need to flip. So it looks like we're there, yeah. Takes me a while. All in all, it took doing it straight from memory and, you know, trying to follow a flow for starting up this aircraft and getting down there. Takes about me, because I'm old and, you know, falling apart, but it takes me about 32 minutes. And I know I'm forgetting things, but as long as I can get in the air safe, I'll work things out as I go. And that was probably my administrative office trying to get a hold of me, telling me they had a mission for me. But I'm busy, so we're gonna do this test flight, see if we can make things work. And I gotta say, this is not a bad aircraft. Like I said, they've done some very nice things to it. And it does have a working X-plane FMS in it. Which this flight was easy to plan. I just did a direct flight from KWJF to KSAN San Diego. So while I figure this out, I'll just drink my coffee. And flight plan is in. Get our vertical speed set up for after takeoff. So looks like we're ready to go here. We can just edge out onto the runway and get going. All right, get the brakes on here. So we've got everything set up. Flaps are set at 12 degrees, which is takeoff position. So we can go ahead and ease up our throttles. Release brakes. Rudder pedals are very sensitive with this aircraft. I haven't built any curves in. Did make some changes to the throttle setup for the HOTAS, and we'll see how that works in the flight. So far it seems okay. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear coming up. And we'll wave goodbye to KWJF. Alright, so we'll get the autopilot on. Get our vertical speed set. Look for nav. Okay, we need about 7,800 feet to clear the mountains. 8,000 is better, but we'll get over the mountains and then we'll have to drop in to Los Angeles Basin, head into San Diego. We'll be flying over my old stomping grounds. Alrighty, so we head through Dion Soul stomping grounds here, Lancaster, California. We'll get over these mountains and head for San Diego. And hopefully everything will continue to go well. So far, no real issues to speak of. It will be interesting to see if, my throttle settings with my Warthog HOTAS work out okay on landing. Only time will tell. It's not a bad looking airplane. And of course that's my livery. So what can I say? I like it. Alright, we're making our turn to get on heading to San Diego. So yeah, aircraft is working just as it should. I have no complaints at all, and I like this airplane. I mean, it's freeware. How can you go wrong? Yeah, there's some things that could be improved. It's not Coronado level, 4K and all that good stuff. But you know what? It's a really fine little airplane. So with that, I'll catch you guys on the other side. See ya. All right, so let's get ready to get our ATIS information for San Diego. So we'll get down here and get KSAN. Right above the naval station. Alright, let's get frequency. Hello, 1348000. Give me a minute here. That's the first time I've tuned these radios. Gotta remember how to do it. Okay, we'll have to highlight this channel we want. No. Let's try that. There we go. All right. 1348000.
San Diego INTR
there we go.
Information Yankee. 1800 Zulu weather. Wind calm. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 20,000 scattered. 35,000 scattered. Temperature 19. Dew point -10. Altimeter 2992. Arriving runway 27. Departing runway 27.
Okay, so
initial contact you have Yankee.
we got the information we need. Runway 27 is the one I've got already in the flight plan, so we're good there. I'm at 5,000 feet. I need to lose some altitude before I get to my approach. Get that set up to start. Alrighty, let's see here. I think we're going to be late in losing that altitude. Let's see here. Yeah, just a tad bit late. I'm already passing the airfield. It's been a while. I've been doing most of my flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator out of Florida. So it's been a while since I've been in Southern California. So let's get mixture to full. Lose some altitude and some airspeed. Get this altitude down. Okay, we're slowing her down. Vertical speed down so we can lose some altitude. Gear coming down, plus we're putting in our 12 degrees of flap. Turn on our landing lights. I'm not sure I can get us low enough for a landing attempt, but we'll see. How many pilots would you trust trying to shoot an approach and drink coffee at the same time? I wouldn't, but you're stuck with me, so. And it's good coffee. Okay, so we are losing altitude, rather, but we are not going to get down. Ain't happening. You can probably tell just as I can, we are way high. So, if we do make a go around, what I'm going to do is go ahead and leave the flaps in their configuration, the gear down, and I'll just hand fly it. Good looking airplane. I like it. Okay, yeah. We're definitely going to be way high. So we're definitely not making an attempt to land. So autopilot is off. Aircraft is mine. And we'll fly all over the edge of Coronado Air Station. The Navy base there. Spent a little time there many, many decades ago. And as we turn around, we're going to head towards Coronado Bridge, which is right in front of us. Now, in X-Plane 11, if I wanted to, I could actually fly under the bridge, which is kind of fun. Like I did at San Francisco Golden Gate and stuff like that. No issues whatsoever. You try that in Microsoft Flight Simulator, it will crash your airplane. Yeah, I did it at the Golden Gate. It killed the engine. There was no way to restart, and so I ended up taking a bath. So, just a word of warning in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Don't try flying under bridges. It don't work. But here at Coronado, in X-Plane, that bridge, once they built it, there used to be a ferry that went across back and forth from Coronado Island to the mainland. And when I was a small youth, my aunt and I would go down there and we'd spend 25 cents and take that ferry back and forth. Just ride the ferry, because you didn't have to get off. 25 cents, you could ride it all day if you wanted to. And once they built the bridge, the ferry lost its use, And so instead of just getting rid of it, they saved one of the ferries and turned it into a beautiful floating museum. I can't tell you, it's beautiful. So, but it shows because that was back in the middle 60s that my aunt and I did that. And for me, those were the good old days. So, we'll just keep heading here to get back on our approach. Now this is a pretty steep approach too, because there's a hill right in front of us, and you see tall buildings and stuff. You have to, as soon as you get over those buildings, you've got to drop down fairly quickly to get to the runway. Luckily, this runway has a pretty good sized overrun, so that gives you a little extra room. But you've still got to get pretty steep to come in at this end of the runway. We'll go down here and let's see how this goes. For some reason my throttles went into reverse there for a second. I don't know what's going on because I haven't applied it. So this is where the fun begins. Will my HOTAS settings work that I've got for this airplane? Good touchdown, we're safe. Let's go to the reversers. There we go. Alright, well, throttles are doing something all by their lonesomes. I haven't touched them. I've got it on minimum, and whatever the settings I've got are not working. Oh, this is horrible. They're all the way back to idle, and the reversers went off, and it started speeding up. Look at that. It's doing it all by its lonesome. Something in my HOTAS is not liking this. Alrighty, there we're back in reversers. I'm just gonna go ahead and kill the engines. We will skip like a stone across the water and basically call it a day. But let's see. We're floating pretty good as the engines have shut down. Maybe I'll have enough momentum to get back up on the beach here. And we slide over. Keep going, girl. Up. We're up. We're up. Not enough to get completely up. Oh, well. But everybody can keep their feet dry and walk out of the airplane. So we'll open the doors a little bit later and go from there. Not my best landing. Alrighty then. Flight is complete. So as you can see, everything went well until the landing, and that is purely pilot error. Apparently, I did not have my reverse thrust set up properly. As you can see in the video, it was doing some weird, my throttles were doing some weird stuff. Everything was going down. I was getting ready when I slowed down enough to kick off the auto reverse or the throttle reverse, the engine sped up, and I had them at minimum thrust at that point. So don't know what happened, but we got the flight done, and I hope it was helpful to Amp Gamer X, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope everybody else that came along enjoyed it, because I sure had a lot of fun bringing it to you. So this is Bug Eater 64 in X-Plane this flight, and sure look forward to seeing you next time. Come along for the rides. And as always, unlike this video, remember, safe flying.